Welcome back to the Entrepreneurial SME. This week I'm joined by my expert guest and CEO of the Township Entrepreneurial Alliance, Bulelani Balabala, sharing insights of South Africa's township economy and how small businesses or business owners can prep for the upcoming year. Now, there is the elephant in the room, right?
Yes.
The township entrepreneur is also competing with foreigners.
Yeah.
In the space where it's always been the space of township entrepreneurs. Yeah. Are you dealing with that space? Are you helping with tools to overcome that challenge without necessarily having to resort to xenophobia or violence?
Yeah, definitely. I think, at an elementary level, the big thing that we're really introducing is to say, if you utilize that as a model, or rather forecasting, it would mean that if we don't participate in those markets, then at some point, every single shop that you go to into the township would be foreign-led and foreign-owned. And I think it's shifting the mindset, especially with the younger guys coming up, to say, maybe shift your perspective a little bit. You understand? Because sometimes we create this disposition that says, I need a corner office with a view, and it needs to be in Sandton.
Yeah. Or
or my business needs to be in Sandton or in Rosebank or whatsoever the case is. But you might even find that, you don't make as much money within those areas and communities. And, you need to do so much more in terms of formalization and positioning of your business. So the big thing that we're really driving for is to say, identify an industry that's already operational in the township and start your journey there. Why? Because it's a low-hanging fruit. And I think for me, it's really moving away from the glamour businesses.
Yeah.
Because in often case, glamour businesses is good for your ego, but bad for your balance sheet. You never have money, but you've got the ego strokes to say that I'm running an exclusive water, an exclusive sneakers, exclusive whatever. So I think for me, it's moving away from the fixation of running exclusive or premium businesses to solving a customer need. So our big fixation should be to say, how do we solve a customer need in the communities that we grew up in, that we already have insights in, and then also most importantly, that you already have trust in. So if someone else is going to come in from any other place and dominate that space wherever you already have the insights, I think that's a travesty. And I think the reality is it's going to move from puzzle shops to other industries. So if we're not positioning ourselves in those industries and forming communities of business individuals that are operating proudly so within our township communities and trading and delivering value, we're going to lose the market.
One of the things I speak about all the time, and it gets me very angry, is how township entrepreneurs and small entrepreneurs try to be everything in their business, right? How important are collaborations that you teach for businesses to grow and get better?
They are empirical. They are imperative because if it's a number of things. Number one, I think it's dispelling the myth, everyone's your customer.
Yeah.
And you hear it a lot from entrepreneurs when they're pitching. Everyone is not your customer. Not all women, even if you're selling swimwear, not all women are your customers.
Yeah.
Equally so, you can't be all things to all people. The moment you're all things to all people, you're not in business. You're running a charity that almost has no focus. So it's very important for you to then niche out. But in often case, when you're talking to small business owners, they'll probably tell you, but if I niche out, then I don't get as much money from whatever it is that I'm doing.
Lose out on other opportunities.
Yeah, but you see, that's that's a limited mindset. Part of developing multiple streams and diversifying your offering staying within your focus discipline means that you need to understand the value chain that you operate in. When you understand the value chain that you operate within, stake out where all the different loops are and stay within the loop. Because when you stay within the loop, it does a number of things. Number one, it maintains credibility. You get to understand various elements that lead to you delivering on whatever service that you're delivering on. And then you might even find that because you understand the value chain, you might have staked out and said that I want to start and run a production studio. But because you played in the value chain and you're now an assistant or an intern that is helping someone with the production crew or the cameras, you might even find that now you don't want to own a production studio any longer. You found something within the value chain that is within your discipline.
It's 2024 now, something called e-commerce.
Yes.
How are we getting e-commerce into the game and unlocking opportunities at a township market level or township business level?
Hyper-localization. The big challenge with the big e-commerce platforms when bringing on board small businesses that are township owned or small businesses in general is the fact that due to the lack of hyper-localization, the costs become ridiculously expensive for you to place the product there, for you to house it in their warehouse, their percentage fee as well as their market fees. So the big driver really is the young individuals like you guys, small businesses like your Delivery Speed, your Kasidi and the sort that are operating within the space with a singular focus to say, we are going to zone into a particular community and we're going to ensure that we create a platform within that particular community where everyone can list their products and almost create a collaborative effect and feel to the delivery of that product. Now that hyper-localization doesn't require you to create 100,000 products or 500 products and keep them in storage. You can create them every single day and dispose them for consumption. So it makes it easier for you to then participate in e-commerce. But the beautiful thing about commerce as well is that it democratizes access to your products. So the day and age where the only people who could buy my kota, the people who live in my street or 2 streets away, or the people who know me are over. Now literally someone in another section, in another township which is adjacent to ours.
That's when that device can find you and buy your product. Yes. As we conclude, I should have warned them that when they invited you here, we needed 3 hours, not 15 minutes. But what does 2025 look like for a township entrepreneur?
2025, I'll answer that on the vantage point of us being there, right? 2025 for us looks really good. I think we're launching our platform. And what that would enable, a grassroots entrepreneur who's never physically even met any of our team members to sign up onto the platform for free, data free, learn, access opportunities, manage the compliance of their business and access other networks of other small businesses and even list their products from a commerce perspective. That's what it sort of then looks like for us. But I think most importantly, it's really just as a business owner forecasting what the future looks like for you and being able to then identify the opportunities whilst it's still Q4 November.
So when you said many years ago that we should get things done, you meant it?
No, I mean it every single day. Because I wear this cap, I've worn this cap for 10 years now.
No.
But I wear it as a reminder to me. That's why I created the cap. It was never for commercial purpose, but as a reminder to me to say, though you may fail, though you may get rejected, though some days you may make losses and don't make money, still get things done. Why? Because talk is cheap, numbers don't lie, the proof is in the pudding. All we care about at the end of the day is results, and results are get things done.
Bulelani Balabala, founder of the Township Entrepreneurs Alliance. Thank you very much, mate.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you again.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching the Entrepreneurial SME. From me, Rems Mabote, good night and God bless.
Your trusted connectivity partner, Telkom Business, proudly brings you the Entrepreneurial SME Show.